Welcome to On Subrogation, the litigation YouTube series about how to recover your damages from the people who caused them. I am thrilled to be joined today by Lee Mendelson of Mendelson Schwarz in California. Welcome, Lee.
Thank you. Welcome to you as well. It's good to be here.
Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about work comp claims in subrogation, and specifically about some nuances regarding special employers.
Correct.
So to start us off, why are these nuances important? When do they kick in?
Well, okay. So with workers' compensation insurance, there's something called the compensation bargain, which is an agreement, statutory agreement, between the injured worker, between somebody that's an employee on wherever on the farm, and the employer. And the deal is the employer will carry work comp insurance. So the employee, when he gets injured, he gets paid, no matter what, whose fault. It doesn't make it totally be the employee's fault. He's going to get paid through work comp. But the agreement is the employee then cannot sue the place of employment in tort.
Because they've already paid their part of the
They've already been paid part of the deal, so they can't sue in tort. So this comes in, it's called the special employer document. The question is, who is the employee for? So I've been using the example of farms because I do a lot of work in Central California on these farms. And so it comes down to, say you've got a farm labor. The way these people go and work on the farms, usually it's through a farm labor company, and a farmer needs grapes picked on his farm. So he hires out the farm labor company and says, hey, we need you to come to our farm to pick grapes. They bring workers on the farm and say one of the workers gets injured, and it's the fault of the farm.
Right. This isn't like individual negligence or something.
No, it's the fault of the farm. Whatever, there's premises liability, whatever it is, it's the fault of the farm. So the question is that worker that was hurt considered also to be an employee of the farm? If he's considered to be like a dual employee or a borrowed servant, he's also an employee of the farm, then you could not sue in tort. And that hurts work comp carriers because the work comp carrier can't get reimbursed from the farm.
Right.
So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for reimbursement from the farm. So if they're deemed to be a special employee, you can't get reimbursement.
So are there ways that you can get around that? I mean, are there ways that you can still go after the farm or that you can prove that in fact they are not an employee of the farm?
Right. It comes down to control. Did the employee assent to be controlled by the farm or just by the labor company? And does the farm control the employee directly?
Right.
So the way you get around it and the way that it's done technically is, did the farm lease employees to come be paid hourly on the farm like a staffing agency does with a typist or something like that?
Right.
Or did the farm hire the labor company to come to the farm to pick grapes? So, for example, in the leased employee situation, you'd have the farmer that is giving direction to the worker, right? In the situation that I described where they hire the labor company to come and provide grape picking, there's a foreman that works for the labor company that's directing the worker. There's a lot of other things that come into play. Who's paying them?
Right.
Who provides the hard hats? Does the farm provide the hard hats or does the labor company? How long are they? Like with seasonal employment, you're more likely to prove they're not special employees. But say these guys have been working on the farm for 10 years through the labor company, then they may be and it's nothing is conclusive. It's all, and it depends. It's a state by state situation.
Well, and it sounds very much like when we're talking about, say, independent contractors, a very totality of the circumstances kind of scenario, where the court is going to evaluate all the different things that are happening, all the different factors in your particular case.
Right.
And your job is just to try to point out all those factors that help to make sure they're not a special.
Well, that's why you have to have an experienced work comp subrogation attorney, like folks at Rathbone, like our office,
and like Mendelson
Schwarz, because we do this stuff all day long. But it comes down to you just have to go through each thing step by step, totality of the circumstances. Like, I'll give you one example that was interesting.
Yeah.
I recently had a case. We were totally out of whack on this case, to be honest with you. it was dealing with a company. What they do is they use these powerful spray hoses,
Oh, like power washing?
like power washing of tools.
Oh,
Okay, of farm equipment. So there were two companies in the entire county that did this type of work, right? Company A, Company B. Company A and Company B were best buddies, right?
Oh, okay.
They were best buddies. They would talk about, oh, I'll do this job, you do that job. Oh, let's do this job together, right? And they would hire workers from this one labor firm. Now, once a week, these workers would come to this parking lot. And Company A would say, I'm taking Johnny and Fred, and Company B would say, all right, I'm taking George and Sam,
Okay.
right? And they go to their different one, and they would choose it once a week. Now, who controlled them? The company, the spray company controlled these workers. There wasn't no from the labor company who paid them. The spray company paid them.
Right.
But I was able to get past summary judgment on this because I said these are clearly not full-time employees because they're week by week chosen from A to B. And we were able to get past summary judgment and get so.
Nice. Nicely done,
Yeah,
Lee.
yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Not surprising whatsoever that you have a total handle on all of this.
this is what we do. Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you have any questions about this or any other topic, please feel free to reach out to us. But until then, thank you so much for joining me today, Lee.
Thank you.
And that's the long and short of it.